Hey Capricorn, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for September 3rd, 2024. This is for Capricorn. Last shuffle coming out for Capricorn. Let's see. So, Capricorn, we have optimism and joyous fun. Something is over. Something that has been like a dark cloud is over. Okay. Something that was like, it seems like whatever it was like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for you. It's done. It's past. It's over. Spirit is almost like joyous. I feel them being like really joyful, really joyful. Some kind of conflict. It's finally reached a resolution. That whatever this conflict is, and I apologize for this camera moving around. Whatever the conflict is, it was something that has been spanning over some time. It like suddenly is over. And it may have been words that were spoken, maybe something that you said that kept coming up. It kept being brought up. It was like reverberating. Every time anything happened, it was like, oh, but Capricorn, you said, okay, it seems as though with optimism, Five of Wands, World, Tower, Knight of Swords, the spirit wants you to be in a space of understanding that I don't know, this looks like a lesson for you. Okay, a lesson in words and what we say coming out here. It says that whatever it destroyed something, like whatever it was. Okay, and they're saying that what the words were like poison, that you may not have even noticed that that's what you did in the moment. Okay, when this comes out, and it does look as though that is over, like it was sudden. Maybe like for this to be here, that means like yesterday the past was being tossed up, right? It was constantly like, well, Capricorn, that's what you said, and then the next day it's like, you know what, it's, whatever. Like we've advanced now. Now there's a level of honest communication. There's a level of standing up for what one believes. Maybe your words now are coming from a place of, I believe this is how I truly feel, not coming from a place of conflict, not coming from a place of a repetitive cycle that you may have been going through. There's a lot of optimism to your words, a lot of honesty. It seems like you have had a sudden epiphany that something was actually dangerous. The way a communication style was not helping. It was causing more problems than it was meant to. Joy's fun is Six of Cups in the world. And so a lot of this energy around you is the old fun that used to be in your space before these words, or before, because it seems like it created a rift. Something, they keep throwing this out here, like some past conversation. And with the Knight of Swords, this would be cutting words, like not the best words to say, although you may have felt it at the time. It was like, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Perhaps that shouldn't have came out of my mouth, kind of vibe. And so, and for this to be here, it's like they were constantly being tossed back in your face. Well, Capricorn, I mean, that is what you said in the first place, and that's what you meant. So Joy's fun tells me a lot about how um, the old fun is coming back in. You might feel reminiscent of better times here, especially the things that you think that you should be. I guess the best way to think about things, because they have optimism with the consciousness, is about being aware that the old has fallen away and this is a new day. And you're more aware of how your words can cut, or you're more aware of the communication that causes conflict, even if you're trying calling, like we're saying, oh, we're keeping it real, and it's like, yeah, but you're keeping it real rude. And I don't think this of Capricorns in general. I'm just throwing out what this is saying here, right? They're like, keeping it real goes wrong is something that, that they're bringing up. And maybe there's some words that you said, you may know exactly what we're talking about here, but they're saying that overnight, it seems like overnight that's over. Like someone's like, oh, well, that was then, let's move forward. Conflict, though, is the Fool and the King of Pentacles. The conflict energy here, this is something that happens. It's like the conflict is your first responses. So according to this was a pattern. Okay, the communicating, keeping it real, kind of like conflictual with your words, that was something with the world here. That means it was a cycle. Okay, so um, the words would come out, and it would be like a bomb has dropped in this space, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I was just being honest. And it's like, yeah, but you still have to face the fallout of what those words were going to say or do, whatever comes from that. But the conflict would be in your first responses to things. So the Knight of Swords speaks very quickly, or says what, like your first thing is like, oh, what did you say? The Knight of Swords is Knight of Wands is the fastest one. He's the one that's like, oh, it feels hot over there. You got something to say? You don't want the smoke of, kind of vibe. But the Knight of Swords is more like, what did you just say? Okay, so come again, tell me the word slower so that I don't, before I cut you. There's some kind of thing where they're saying your first response words, the conflict would be in starting fresh. You're on, this is a fresh thing where you're going to be, in a sense, you have to be steady with this new beginning. When it comes to communication, you have to be steady with it. The conflict would be that, hey, I am who I am, and you're going to have to just accept what comes out of my mouth. And they're kind of like, not unless you want a conflict again, which is not the aim. I don't see that being the aim. Intuition and manifestation, 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords. There's something about you not wanting to be misrepresented anymore. Okay, this is talking a lot about how, in order for you to change how you are represented, to manifest a new way, and to reflect the lessons learned by communicating, the communication style. There's something here about saying, I don't want to be misrepresented. I want my words to reflect my intention, and my truest intention is for the best. I want us to get to a better place. So there's something about putting a stop to the way that you say things, and to move forward with a more optimistic tone. And with that, this is talking about developing better habits. And the conflict would be that that's not your first response, it's not your first go-to, is to say, let me think of how this would affect everyone around me. It's more like, that's what I see, so I'm going to say what I see. But the words are very cutting. So spirit is asking you to be very optimistic. Okay, because I see that if you come from a place of like, hey, this should be fun, then oh gosh, it's like your energy needs to be like, hey, this could be fun. I want the energy to go back to the way it was before I said this. So it's important now, now that you know what could happen if you say certain things the way you say it, then it'll be easier for you to stay in the mind of like, hey, this could be, let's have fun with things. I could still speak the truth, but bring it to a place where um, I'm taking the venom out of it, you know. And Spirit wants to talk to you about that, because they're speaking about how something has to stop or has stopped, and now you have a fresh slate in front of you. You do not want to start writing on this board the same words that you wrote before. You may not get another chance. Um, they're saying that it's very important that you're tasting your words before they come out, right? And to taste to see if there's poison in them, kind of vibe, if you catch my drift. And that's what I've got here. That's what they've got. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, another Capricorn quite strongly. We have Aries. All right. We also have Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. So you could be a Capricorn, Aquarius cusp. We have Libra, Scorpio cusp. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Aries, Taurus cusp here. If you're not dealing with these signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.